Hello friends, so today we will see this new topic, code review using some automated AI assisted prompts. So let's get started. So nowadays this new trend and new buzz is in the market about code review and automatic code writing and updating. So we will see AI assisted code review. We will do the prompt design. We will get the prompt designed by one of the popular AI based tool, Google Gemini, and we will try it with the Google Antigravity ID. So let's get started. So the agenda is we will use Google Gemini with the latest AI model, and we will design a prompt. Now prompt is basically some kind of input to the AI tool so that it will give us the desired output. Now here the basic agenda is to have a first thing is to have a code review. So to review a code, we will have some kind of a guideline, some kind of a third person view that somebody has written a code, and then as a senior person or as a peer or as a QA architect or software architect, you are going to review the code. Now this is a manual process. So now there are tools which can automate this. So typically, let's say point number two. So we can ask this code review guidelines to Google Gemini. We can use other tools like ChatGPT and all, but Google Gemini, I think it is worth to explore. And also, a couple of things are still free, so we'll use Google Gemini. So we can say that please provide 50 to 60 general coding guideline which will help developer to do self review before raising pull request. Now this could be a general statement. This does not say it is a code review for um, front end project or back end project or automation project and so on. So that's why I divided it into three things. So please help me to draft a code review, have a draft for code review prompt for generic front end project. So it can be any front end language, any front end stack, code review prompt for generic backend. So we can again generalize this for a particular front end backend technology, and then a draft code review prompt for generic Selenium automation project. So this we can give these three inputs to the Google Gemini, and it will give us a proper draft of a prompt. So let's see in the Google Gemini. So Google Gemini, I have logged in, and I have given one input. I want a code review prompt for generic front end project. So it has generated based on his characteristics and some AI based analysis. I am using this fast model and thinking model for the Google Gemini. You can use as per your wish. Okay, so it has given this prompt. So our job is to first see. So this is basically uh, the prompt has typical formats. It has given us a draft format. So for that we will see. So typically the prompt can be designed in multiple ways. So for example, this I'm using this role, task, and format. There are other formats. For example, uh, CoStar framework or CRISP CRISP framework, and so on. So here we are only making it simple. So role as architect, and then task is to review code and then give us the list or the format in some text format. Okay. So uh, so for front end, it has given this particular role and then instructions and output format. Okay. Now this is for the front end project. Now I have done the same thing for the generic backend project, and for that also it is given the role, instructions, and output format. Okay, so pretty much like role, task, and format, but instead of that, role, instruction, and output format. Okay, now this we can use to analyze your individual project, your proprietary company project, or we can use some general project. So I have gone to GitHub, and there are some front end projects. For example, this OmniPay, which has 6,000 stars and 900 folks. Uh, Stack project e-commerce Hairu. So I've taken some popular, uh, highly watched and highly forked and highly starred uh, repos. So these are for the front end e-commerce API. So e-commerce API is for backend, and you see it is using Python and other things, GraphQL. Then so we can analyze the prompt, uh, whatever was given to us, to analyze this particular code. Okay, the code is in question. Okay, so class manager, student, teacher portal. Again, it's a front and back end mix, I think. Then we have placement management system. Then we have restaurant web app. Then we have ticket booking. So it has 13 stars, and so it's pretty much um, popular repo. And then finally we'll go to the automation. So in automation, this is from this popular person Naveen. This is from this executive automation by Karthik, and this is Raghopal. So yeah, Raghopal is 13 stars. So this playwright, recent popular playwright, and recent popular. So we will analyze couple of this. Okay, now right. So this prompt generation is done. We can refine it as per our need. Now, these are the typical GitHub profiles. So this I will upload in PPT will be there in my description. The link will be there in the YouTube description. Okay, and yeah, so trial on the Google anti-gravity. So why Google anti-gravity tool? Because if you see other tools like Visual Studio, VS Code, or PyCharm, or JetBrains, or Eclipse, those are having some paid tools, some paid configurations. So Google Anti-Gravity, I simply logged in with my Gmail ID. Okay, so I have downloaded Google Anti-Gravity, and I logged in with my email ID. Okay, and so this makes my life a bit easy. And then what we are doing is we are opening the agent manager. So that agent manager, we have to give the prompt, and then it will analyze the automation framework, or whichever code you want to analyze, it will analyze. Okay, so yeah, so we can analyze the front end project, the back end project, no matter it is Java, Python, Ruby, or some Node.js, or even automation, Java, Python, Playwright, so different things. Okay, and Google Anti-Gravity, yeah, so Google Anti-Gravity, it is just like a different ID, but there are a lot of other things also. It has, the main thing is it has this agent uh, manager. So what is Google Anti-Gravity? Let's see. So Google Anti-Gravity is an agent-first integrated development environment. It is powered by Gemini AI model. So this is important. The other tools, VS Code and those things, those are also powered, but then those are little bit paid. So Google Gemini is free. Okay, I am using Google Gemini here, and you see upgrade to Google AI Plus. So I'm still using the free version only, and that is what I will be using. Okay, so key features, agent first workflow. This is the main important thing. Anti-gravity uses autonomous agents. Users manage this agent. The user gives high level objective and so on. So we can go on reading this. Okay, now yeah, VS Code Foundation. So it is built on as a fork of VS Code, VS Code code base. Code base. The core editor experience and these things are similar to VS Code. Okay, now so apart from this, let's do a actual uh, um, review, code review. So first thing is I'll open this and maximize. So I'll click on this open agent manager, and this will open. So I'll make it maximize. And right now, because I was doing practice, I've used different projects, the one which I've explained here. These all GitHub front end, back end, and then automation. So let's see the automation one. Okay, so playwright Java page object. Okay, so the project is open here. Playwright Java page object model. Being from the automation background or the software testing background, I find this more relatable, and then I can also see what the review comments I'm getting and are they really worth or not. Okay, so agent manager. So in the agent manager, you just click on plus, so it will start on communication. Okay, just like an prompt, just like a question answer thing. And so this is for the automation code review. So what the thing is, I have copied the automation code review prompt. So Selenium automation, this thing. So yeah, so it has given me a prompt, so I copied from here till here. Okay, so let's see this prompt first. What is the code review prompt it has given to us. Okay, so Selenium automation code review prompt. So role as a senior automation architect. So this is impressive because normally the test automation architect and that to senior architect will have a lot of experience, will have a lot of understanding of different automation frameworks, Java, Python, Playwright, Cypress, and many other things. So that the view is at a very high level uh, and much experienced. Okay, so. Yeah, it's saying Java, TestNG, Python, PyTest, or C Sharp. Okay. Focus on script robustness. Yes. Page object model that is typically done in the Selenium. The prevention of flaky tests. So this is also one of the important thing because many of the times this is the challenge for the typical Selenium automation framework. Now, one thing is that because I'm using this one of these three, that may not have uh, a production ready automation framework, but yes, because it is bit popular, so we'll go with that. Okay, yeah. Then okay, so language agnostic, so it can be Java, Python. So this is a Java project. Test framework, I think it is TestNG. Design pattern, I think it is page object model. Okay. Now instructions analyze the code against these five automation specific pillars. Okay, so resilience, yeah, locator strategy and stability. So resilience is important. So avoid some, hard coded XPath, absolute XPath, and those things, and use the recommended IDs. For example, data test, hyphen test ID, and so on. Dynamic elements. How does the code handle elements with dynamic IDs? Our constraint starts with logic used differently, effectively. Okay, shadow DOM iframes, fine. Sync and wait. So again, this is the typical uh, maximum place where there are code review comments by the peers, and then based on my experience, I'm telling. A lot of times, the junior or the less experienced person will write, randomly thread.sleep, or will have lot unnecessary delays in the automation just because the page is not loading or the element is not loading. So we need to identify any hard slips or hard coded slips are there, and this must be replaced by explicit wait. Okay, as and when possible, wherever possible, to prevent unnecessary execution delays. Okay, timeout, yes, as are the timeouts values realistic. Okay, dev versus QA or staging environment, global, yeah, weight values, fine. Then the design pattern. So uh, if you by default use page object model POM, are the locators strictly separated from the test logic? Okay, the locator should be agnostic to the test logic. Drive principle, is there duplicated logic for common actions like login and navigation. So sometimes uh, it tends to happen by the uh, junior people, junior developers, junior automation developers. They will have their own login and own navigation, basically duplication. So can that be generalized and put it in a base page or utility class? Okay, perfect. Method granularity and so on. Okay, so these are the very standard, I would say, top 3 4 points for each topic, which is correct, totally correct. And as a senior uh, as a senior test automation architect, these are the must things that should be evaluated for any pull request or any automation framework design, and so on. Okay, reporting and observability, logging, okay, screenshots and traceability, output format. So now after analysis, how the how the user should see the output. Okay, yeah. So flakiness, risk assessment, critical improvements, refactoring, and reliability check. So on these four aspects, the review will be presented to the user. Okay, uh, yeah, this is fine. So we have this prompt, luckily. So that prompt I have given in this for this particular project, Playwright Java page object. Okay, so I have given this prompt. Okay, and then based on that, It took some time, 20 seconds, around 20-25 seconds, because it's a first time analysis. Consecutive analysis will take less time. So it has done the code based exploration. All the things are step by step, properly. I would say more than a senior test architect. It is doing a lot of things at a very granular level, and it is really impressive. Okay, obviously because of AI, code based analysis, code based exploration, then code based analysis. So by the way, on this system I have not installed Java as of now. Okay, if you see this uh, src, so there was a warning when this project was loaded. It said that you have to install Java, but I didn't install any Java. So still, this agent manager is able to review the code as just like it is, it is having a Java uh, libraries installed on the local. Okay, so code based analysis and reporting. Okay, so in the reporting, yeah. So what will happen? It will make one file called as codereview.md, and that is the file. So there it will give all the plus minuses and whatever it found to be good or bad. Okay, so let's see one by one. Yeah, Selenium Playwright code review report. Now this note in the thing is fine. So flakiness this assessment is high. Uh, so although Playwright allows for auto weighting in the presence of hard slips, and inconsistent locator strategies introduces significant risk. So weight strategies, the use of thread.slip undermines the playwright's core advantage of smart weighting. Okay, so yeah, this one. Uh, so wherever we find thread.slip 5000 millisecond, we need to have a replacement of that. So selectors, yeah. While IDs are used, the heavy resilience on rigid XPath ID and structural locator makes. Okay, so this is just a note. So, this one, must fix. So critical improvements and must fix. Okay, in this file, home page test.java thread.sleep. Okay, replace with page dot wait for selector. Okay, perfect. So as per the guideline, we have seen the thread.sleep, home page test.java. Okay, home page test.java where there is a sleep. Yes, so this it is saying it is hard coded, not necessary, and perfectly as a um, senior test architect review comments, it is giving that comments. Okay, now once again open this, because it is critical, it is saying critical, so we need to immediately make a replacement. Okay, and have some relevant code. Now unify locator strategy. So if you see login page.java, it is saying that use uses deprecated brittle XPath like this form. Okay, slash slash a triple dot. So let's see login page.java class form group. This one, forget password link. So forget password link. Yeah, this one. So it is using this one XPath and then again follow another XPath. So that may cause problem in the future. Perfect. Instead of that, it is saying uh, it is already suggesting new. Okay, but it is bit robust. So page dot get by role, area role link new page get by role option set name forget password. So it is basically checking this. Okay, this is a string for some forget password thing. So if there is a name, wherever there is a link, there is a link with text called as forget password, so use that. It will be more robust. Okay, this is also perfect, and so on. So we are done with the critical must fix. Now refactoring suggestions. Okay, standardized locators. Recommendations for playwright prefer defining specific locators methods or using page dot locators with CSS. Okay, this also seems reasonable. Replace ID with CSS hyphen email. Yeah, this looks like a this is an XPath. Instead of that, use CSS because it is bit faster and consistent. System remove system out println because if you see the normally we should use logger to log uh, some text on the console. So logger is having much more control instead of a simple system or println. Because in logger, if you say I want to run everything in the debug mode or info mode or error mode, so we can suppress some of the logs. So that facility is not there in the simple plain system or println. So that is what you're saying. Remove that. Okay, yeah, as said reporter.log, so we should go for this log4j or whatever uh, easily available. Method granularity, so login page to login returns boolean. Recommendation should return a landing page object. Okay, for example account page. This is also perfect. Normally this is the trend we should follow, and so on. And it is also suggesting, also given a sample code also. Okay, so just have to copy and yeah, accounts page, right? So accounts page, login page, do login, do login return is boolean. So user is logged in or user is not logged in. Instead of that, it is giving a suggesting a page to be written. Okay, yeah, seems acceptable, and so on. So reliability, again assertions related things, test independence. So login page test uses priority. If login page navigation test fails, subsequent test may fail continuously because it is based on the priority. Yeah, what is it? Login page test. Yeah, login page test. Yeah, so here if you see the everything is based on a priority. Now what happens is, because of the rules, if first test case fails, then the other may not execute or may consecutively fail. Instead of that, use depends on method. So uh, if use depends on method fixture in or parameter in testng if strict ordering is required or ensure setup places to use places the user on the correct page. Okay, and so on. So it is giving suggestion, granular suggestions. Okay, that is good. Cleanup, fine. And then metadata and traceability. So if no alignment with the Jira ID. So Jira ID, uh, whenever we are running some tests, it should have some Jira ID, some user story ID. So that is not mentioned. Okay, that may not be priority, but maybe in future. Missing no visible screenshot cap. Okay, this is fine. So normally, uh, in an ideal framework, if the test case fails, then we will take a screenshot that and so place the test case failed. This is a screenshot whether you are able to see the proper page or it is corrupted or element not found or wrong page is shown or the page did not load. So that facility is not there. So that is why uh, we should have that facility. Recommended adding a test ng I test listener. Okay, so it is giving listener suggestion also to capture screenshot automatically on test failure. Perfect, perfect. So many other things are valuable. It is quick and almost free, and we can do full framework review also. Okay, now apart from this, if I want to add API test automation in this framework, please suggest a folder structure. So because this is just the UI framework. Okay, this is just the UI framework. So normally what happens is we need to have framework which will support API and UI at the same time, so that sometimes if the UI is not ready, we can raise API request and get the data inserted, and then from UI we can go to say to the particular page. Okay, and vice versa. So we need to have API and UI facility in the same project. Okay, so that's why normally that is the ask also in many of the professional places, professional project, that API and UI should be in the same repository or the same framework. So I'm saying that okay, now please suggest a folder structure. So again, it took 21 second, designing API framework structure and so on. So it generated one, the API implementation plan.md. Okay, let's open it now. So step by step, it is giving integrate API testing into existing Playwright Java framework. Okay, architectural. Okay, nice. So this is very proper step by step. It is going architectural strategy, client layer, service layer, Pojo, plain old Java object layer, test layer, and so on. Okay, so it is giving a proposed folder structure. We will add new packages to src main Java, src test Java. Okay, this seems reasonably correct. Also, although it's a proposed folder structure, so we need to see the nitty gritties. Also, because we don't know what are the APIs, what API we can call. So this is just a skeleton of the API integration into the existing framework, which is reasonable. Okay, user API service, product API service, REST client. Yes, this is generic wrapper for API request content context. Okay, base logic, business logic for user endpoints, product endpoints, some utilities. Fine. So yeah, JSON utilities, and then Pojo for user product and so on. Then it's also test Java. So we have again a base test class and test classes and so on. Fine. Technology again, yeah, API, then pom.xml, add something, and then test ng. Okay, implementation. So add the JSON dependencies, Lombok dependency in the pom.xml. Okay, fine. Yeah, this seems reasonably correct. Of course, as I said, it is a skeleton, but the level of suggestions, the level of analysis it is giving is really impressive, and this will definitely speed up the work. Okay, same thing we can do a PR review or pull request review also, but then for now it is just a full framework review. Okay, so code expansion. Yeah, we have seen the anti-gravity overview, code review, code expansion, and then potential blind spot for the security and performance. Okay, we'll see that. Mind map also we will see. So let's do a mind map thing right now. So in the agent, I will type mind map image. I think okay, fine. So I have asked to generate a mind map image. Okay, thinking, prioritizing diagram accuracy, clarifying, exploring. Okay, okay, nice. This is not bad, but how do I zoom on it? Okay, there is no zoom or something. So normally this will be stored in one folder. Okay, so there is, let me take this out and expand on this. Okay, this is good. Only thing is the font is having some problem, but Okay, anyway, so there is a structure way mind mapping is available. Now let's talk about the next thing called as potential blind spot, uh, security and performance. Okay, so the point is, if we want to do the security and performance in this, it's not like we want to integrate the security and performance, but what can be done with respect to security and performance, especially let's say from the UI side. We can do penetration testing. So what can be done? So for that, again, let me go back to the Gemini, and I will say, uh, will generate one prompt. Let me craft a prompt for penetration testing using Selenium. Automation project. Okay, so it is generating a draft from prompt role. Okay, role. So senior security research and penetration tester. Okay, now it is not a now it is not a test architect, it's a penetration tester. Okay, the role is that one. Okay, so vulnerability authentication environment, payload injection, fuzzing. Okay, perfect, this is the typical thing. Authentication and session management. Okay, client side security. Okay, nice. Authentication and bola idor. Okay, right, so this seems perfect. So thumbs up and copy this. Again, go to the agent and paste it. This last sentence not required, so I'll just remove it and fine. So for the same in the same automation framework, how can we integrate it, or how can we incorporate it, the security perspective? Okay, so let's see. Okay, some thinking. This is awesome because it is thinking as a thinking as a the role is senior security research and penetration tester. So that person will definitely have a very good experience, and it can guide us to do penetration testing with the existing framework from UI. Okay, so it is generated file security strategy.md. Fine, proceed. Okay, not proceed, stop. So open. Right, let's see this. Fine, so input parameter assume. Fine, playwright adoption, payload injection. Okay, this is what we wanted, XSS. So this is important. So implementation, inject polyglots like this particular strict. Okay, so this, what will happen is, this will basically generate a on the fly pop-up. Okay, and if that pop-up has to be genuine, basically a JavaScript pop-up. If it is not genuine, then with that pop-up we can um, insert some unwanted malicious data into the system. Okay, yes, playing with the cookies is excellent thing where we can play with the values and those things. Then client side security headers. Yes, that is the perfect extreme options. Content security policy, perfect, 10 on 10. Then it is saying to have a new file security test.java and one class also, and reflect XSS in search, inject payload, login to verify a session ID, HTTP, and verify HSSS. Yes, okay. So yes, at a very basic level, it has given three things, which is fantastic. Of course, that can be expanded. So the thing is, the overall thing is, uh, with this AI assisted tools, we can not only do the code review, but we can get assistance for what can be done. We can improve. It will show some critical things which has to be improved, and it is with the role of a very senior level person, senior test architect, senior penetration tester. So that gives a really a good edge for code review and code analysis and many other places which nobody normally can even think of. Okay, so that is for the code review with the Google Gemini agent manager. So if you find this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.